Imagine a country that's hitting the reset button on its entire economic future, shifting its focus from the oil under the ground to the incredible potential of its own people. Well, that's exactly what's happening in Oman right now. The country is making a huge pivot away from oil, and at the very heart of this new vision are small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs. So let's break down what this massive opportunity really looks like. Okay, let's just start with one number that tells you pretty much the whole story: 76%. That's how much of Oman's entire private sector workforce is employed by SMEs. Just let that sink in for a moment. This isn't some small niche part of the market. We're talking about the very engine of the country's job market. So when a government decides to pour resources into this sector, they're investing in the majority of their people. And look, make no mistake, this isn't just some passing business trend. This is a core national strategy. The government's own master plan, Oman Vision 2040, calls the SME sector a fundamental pillar for the country's entire future. That tells you everything you need to know. Supporting these businesses is a top-down, long-term national priority. So this big bet on entrepreneurs, what does it actually look like on the ground? Let's dive into just how committed Oman is to creating a truly world-class environment for business. And the results? Well, they're already starting to show. Big time. Just look at this. In a single year, Oman jumped from 11th all the way to 8th in the Global Business Entrepreneurship Index. Now, leaps like that don't just happen by accident. This is the direct result of focused, smart policy, and it sends a massive signal to the world that Oman is dead serious about becoming a major business hub. Okay, so a big vision is one thing, but how do you actually make it happen for the entrepreneurs on the ground? Well, that brings us to what I'm calling the government's SME toolkit. Let's unpack the specific systems Oman has built to really fuel this growth. At the very center of this toolkit is an organization called RIADA. Think of it as central command, the main engine for all this SME growth. And they are not messing around. Since just 2022, it's already pumped over 30 million Omani rials into more than 400 projects. Now, what's really cool here is that this isn't just one program. It's a multi-layered support system. You've got RIADA providing grants, the Oman Development Bank offering these great subsidized loans, and then, get this, there's the Future Fund Oman. It's basically a 2 billion rial national venture capital fund, investing directly in promising SMEs to help them blow up. They've even built in preferential treatment for SMEs when it comes to government contracts. It's a full-on 360-degree support structure. So how do you get in on all this? The key is the entrepreneurship card, or the RIADA card, and they've made the process super straightforward. Basically, you meet the eligibility criteria, you fill out a simple online application, and boom, you've unlocked access to this entire ecosystem of benefits. And check this out, they're even getting creative on the regulatory side with something called smart charges. Think of it like a smart meter for your business fees. Instead of a flat rate that can crush a small business, this is an AI-driven system that adjusts what you pay based on your company's actual size and performance. It's a flexible model that's designed to take some of the financial pressure off while you're focused on growing. All right, so all this support sounds amazing, right? But let's be real, no market is perfect. So let's get an honest look at the landscape for SMEs, covering both the incredible opportunities and some of the real-world hurdles you might face. On the one hand, the opportunities are huge, especially in these high-growth sectors like technology, manufacturing, and logistics. But on the flip side, you have to be realistic about the challenges. Hurdles like getting access to that first bit of funding, finding people with the right skills, and just navigating regulatory costs, those are still very real for businesses on the ground. In fact, let's zoom in on the biggest hurdle of them all. A staggering 72.6%, that's almost 3/4 of all SMEs, say their number one problem is a lack of financial access. This points to a really fascinating gap, doesn't it? Even with all this government money available, the core challenge for so many entrepreneurs is still just connecting with the right capital at the right time. Okay, so knowing all that, the good and the bad, what's the game plan? How do you actually succeed? Well, that's where this blueprint comes in. Let's walk through a couple of actionable strategies that can help you not just survive, but thrive in the Omani market. First up, and this one is completely non-negotiable, you have to embrace digital transformation. With Oman's e-commerce market projected to hit nearly $5 billion by 2031, being online isn't just a good idea anymore. It's table stakes. It is absolutely essential for growth. So what does that actually mean for your business? Well, it's about using things like cloud computing so you can scale up without breaking the bank. It's about getting onto e-commerce platforms to sell to anyone, anywhere in the country or the world. And it's about using smart tools like digital marketing and AI to help you operate smarter, not harder. Strategy number 2 is huge, and it's all about people. You have to remember, in Oman, like in much of the region, business is built on relationships. It's all about who you know. So cultivating those strategic networks isn't just a nice to have, it's everything. And we're not just talking about swapping business cards at some event. This is about strategically plugging into the real hubs of influence, like the Oman Chamber of Commerce. And you really, really need to pay attention to this thing called the In-Country Value Program, or ICV. Seriously, this is a game changer. It basically requires large corporations to partner with local SMEs, creating a direct pathway to winning major contracts. So we've talked strategy, we've talked theory, but does any of this stuff actually work in the real world? You bet it does. For our final section, let's look at some real success stories that bring all of this to life. Take a company called Sultanate Middle East. With some support from Riyadh, they transitioned from just importing mining equipment to actually manufacturing it locally in Oman. This is that in-country value strategy I was just talking about, playing out perfectly, building local capabilities and making the whole economy stronger. And hey, this isn't just for heavy industry. Check out Darbach, a cool B2B travel tech startup. They got that crucial pre-seed funding, that first big check you need to really get an idea off the ground, directly from the Future Fund. This is proof that the ecosystem is all in on supporting modern, tech-focused businesses too. And if you need any more proof of just how fast things are moving, look at this timeline. In the middle of 2024, there were about 141,000 registered SMEs. Fast forward less than a year, and that number had almost doubled. The momentum here is just, well, it's absolutely explosive. So, to wrap it all up, the evidence is pretty clear. Oman has meticulously built a powerful engine for economic growth, and it's put entrepreneurs right in the driver's seat. The policies are there, the funding is there, and the momentum is undeniable. So really, the only question left is, are you ready to take the wheel?